A second chance for an often overlooked population. It is a big challenge finding a job when you are a convicted felon. But there is a group in Waukesha looking to give skills and training to those looking to re-enter society. Fox 6's Brett Lemoyne shows us the men leading former prisoners into productive lives.
Among some of the best craftsmen in the state.
So you have the grain that flows through. These are actual ebony pins, ebony inlay.
Mike Oberbrunner and his business partner Daniel Wood are making their first appearance in Milwaukee's annual Fine Furnishing Show.
Yeah, so we'll be in sometime this week then to pick it up.
Perfect.
From blocks of wood,
every piece is different and every grain of wood is different.
They have created stunning pieces. This kind of beauty can only be achieved by hard work. After all, every smooth surface was once raw. And in his Waukesha workshop,
we all need saving at times in our lives.
This former pastor of 17 years is taking a new leap of faith to work with the roughest material society has to offer.
Every piece in there is designed that a person coming out of prison with limited skills can make it.
The New Man Project is a nonprofit that creates and sells custom-made furniture by men recently released from jail.
This side up.
Here, these ex-cons are called returning citizens.
I'm not a person that's a bleeding heart for them, so to say. You know, they did a crime and they committed a crime and they need to pay society back for that crime. But once they paid society back for that crime, I think their debt is paid and we need to come alongside them and help them.
The shop's first hire,
This was the second thing that I built here. It's made out of maple.
Is Alex Farchman. His addiction to prescription painkillers had him bouncing in and out of jail.
I got out for a little bit and I relapsed. Actually, within 24 hours, I was right back in jail the first time they let me out. And then the second time I made it about a month, went right back in. So that's addiction for you.
He's sober now, and like many returning citizens, Alex still faces a huge problem when looking for a job.
I could be clean for 60 years and it's not going to make a difference. I'm still going to be a felon.
But the New Man Project is about more than just a paycheck.
With these individuals, one of the main things that we want to focus on is that they are not defined by the mistakes that they've made in the past.
Daniel previously worked in a cabinet shop before partnering with Mike in Waukesha, and he's a veteran.
I returned to the area in 2010 after serving the Marine Corps.
He can relate to the men working alongside him. After his time in Iraq, he too was a new man.
I had a new identity. I was no longer a soldier. I was a productive member of society.
Daniel and Mike's goal is to work with as many individuals as possible while calling attention to a huge problem.
It's a huge cost on society. Recidivism rate is 65% after 2 years. And we're paying huge amounts of money for these individuals to stay in prison.
So far, they've helped about a half-dozen returning citizens as either employees or volunteers. They rely on referrals from groups like the Salvation Army and a large network of local churches. Sales from the products and donated items pay the wages of the workers.
There's a lot of pride in it. You know, sometimes when you're finished with it, you almost don't even want to sell it. You know, it's almost like one of your children.
Pride is a component, but at its foundation is faith.
The guys entering our program will actually be connected to one of the churches that are working with us, and they'll have mentors and they'll have support within the church structure.
And while others around him move toward better futures, Mike's is uncertain.
Recently, I was diagnosed with cancer, so who knows what God has in store.
But there's little doubt this calling.
It's very difficult to overcome what's the barriers to re-enter society, and we need to all come alongside and help.
Is already making a big impact.
I put my heart in it. I do. Each one of them I build as if I was building it for myself.
As a result, strong pieces, reflective of a man determined to change, and a man
And then you let me know how sturdy it is, okay?
giving second chances. In Waukesha, Brett Lemoyne, Fox 6 News.
Nice story, Brett. Thank you. Once returning citizens like Alex establish themselves, Mike and Daniel will help them launch their own business. You can check out their workshop on West Wisconsin Avenue in Waukesha, right along the Fox River there.
Hope a lot of people go in as they're looking for Christmas presents, perhaps. And
That's a good idea.
do a little shopping there. Good for them.
Very therapeutic, I would think, working with your hands like that.
I would think so. A workshop of another kind.